Decorating Sonoran desert style. Happy holidays. Hi, it's Nell. And the reason why I always say my name is because my business is JoyUs Garden, and some people think my name is Joy, which is a beautiful name, but it's actually Nell. And yes, if you have cactus, if you live in the land of cactus, cacti, you gotta decorate them for Christmas. And speaking of Christmas, I wanted to show you my beautiful poinsettia, which is probably my favorite variety. It's Ice Punch. Green Things Nursery here in Tucson grows and sells them, fortunately, so I get to have my beautiful poinsettia that I love so much in my kitchen. And in case you're new to poinsettias, I've done a post and a video on caring for them. And it was shot in a grower's greenhouse, so you'll see lots of beautiful colors, so that's kind of fun. So to be sure to check that out, the link for that will be down below. And another touch of the holidays here is my sweet bougainvillea barberkarst, which, what is today? Today is December 12th. It is in full bloom still. This one blooms a lot. And if you watch any of my bougainvillea videos, you might have seen some earlier in the year where this was a much paler pink, kind of a washed out, but that's because of the heat. In the cooler temperatures, which is now, I think the high was, 71, it turns this deep, beautiful color, which just says, Merry Christmas to me. So I do a video to wish you Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever holiday you celebrate every year. And last year I did a tour of my container plants, and I'm going to do it again this year because it's changed a little bit. I've still been consolidating, trying to get rid of smaller containers and have bigger containers because it's very hot here for 4 months out of the year, and I don't want to be watering every 2 or 3 days, and also because I travel a lot. So nobody takes care of your plants the way that you take care of your plants. And besides wishing you Merry, Merry, Happy, Happy, I also wanted to tell you that I am taking a few weeks off, 2 to 3 weeks off, so you won't see any new videos coming. But there's a lot of them here on YouTube, and I also want to tell you too that there's a guest post. There are 1 or 2 guest posts on our blog every month, and there's no videos to go along with those, so there might be some topic that you might be interested in. So be sure to head over to joyusgarden.com, and you can go into our categories, and maybe there's something there that you haven't seen in a video here. So I am already almost in vacation mode, so let's begin the tour at my front gate and head on back. I actually have a small garden, but it is big enough for me because I've had bigger gardens, and now this is all I want to take care of. And speaking of taking care of, I'm going to do some pruning in this garden, a little bit of light pruning in the garden over the weekend. So come on in and see what I got going on here. The majority of the plants that you will see in this video, I have done videos and posts about. So I will leave the link to all those down below for you. And also in the blog post that goes along with this video. And we'll start right here at the entrance and work our way back. This is a cactus pot that's been planted for about 2.5 years. And the 2 larger cactus, the hairy old man and the bunny ears, they are going into a cactus pot, a bigger cactus pot, which you will see soon. And then I have a bigger bowl, so I'm going to plant that here at the entrance, so it makes a little bit more of a statement. But I'll keep the 4 smaller cacti in this pot and just give it some new soil. I just brought my Christmas cactus out to show you that it's blooming and all in bud, but it bloomed a lot earlier last year. So now it really will be in bloom for Christmas, even though it's a Thanksgiving cactus. So after the video, it's going back in the house because that's where it grows. And here's my spider agave, which I'm going to move into the hanging pot where the spider plant is. And this annual vinca, which has the red flowers, has been in for about 2.5 years. So I'm going to replace it with this geranium here, which I just got. It's hot pink with a deeper pink throat. And yes, geraniums are winter color here in Tucson. And this is what I took the Opuntia Joseph's coat and a couple of other smaller succulents out of. And it's still not planted, because I was away in San Francisco. I've been gone for a while. And I also haven't gotten any new succulent or cactus mix, but I'm getting some on Sunday. So I'll be able to get this little beauty planted up. And I just want to show you my Euphorbia trigona rubra. It's actually going to turn a deeper color again. Usually lives inside in the kitchen where the poinsettia now is. So it's out here enjoying the great outdoors. And I'm going to be repotting this in a late winter, early spring. And I'll also do a care video on it for you because it's a great houseplant. And if you're wondering what all the driftwood is in the garden for, actually I brought that from California, and it just keeps the cats from digging up too much of the compost. There's some areas, that they can't dig because driftwood is there, but they're not too bad. And once the plants get established, it'll be no problem. And here is the succulent planter right at the entrance that I just cut it all back and did a post and video on that, which I'll leave the link to it down below. But as you can see, it's all settling in just beautifully. It's grown a little bit, but boy, there'll be a lot of growth starting around the end of February, March. And this is where I'm going to put the spider agave. It's a smaller agave, so I'm going to move the spider plant into the house because it took a real beating this summer and the babies are looking blah. So I'm going to take it out of this pot, and I'm not going to have it in a hanging pot, but not quite sure where it's going to go yet. Oh my gosh, have to make room for some more plants. And here is the succulent pot. I should say the cactus pot that the hairy old man and the bunny ear cactus are going into. That's why there's kind of a hole in the middle. I haven't gotten around to planting them yet. And the bigger golden barrel cactus I actually put in the garden because it was just getting too big for this pot. And it sunk way down because it's so heavy. And I just want to show you the top of my fence post cactus because it's got blossoms on it again. It bloomed in, I think it was March and April. It was just covered with flowers, and it is going to bloom again. I don't know if you can see the dark nubs up on the top. Those are the flower buds. Okay, so here we go. There's the walkway, this side area that we redid in January. It was just a ton of new rock and rearranged the flagstones, and it's a lot brighter now, so very happy with that. Oops, gonna catch a little bit of backlight there, but this is a cactus that was left by the previous owner, so I just put it into its own pot and it's doing just fine. These are the kind of things I like here now because A, they don't need any care, and B, they don't need a heck of a lot of water because when it's 110, ooh, the container plants can suck it up. And here is my mint. This is my Mojito Mint. And I'm going to be cutting it all the way back soon because it needs to rejuvenate. And what I do is I make an infusion with this that I can add into my teas. So, but it's still looking good for mid-December. Uh-oh, here comes the Riley cat. Okay, so this is these are my adeniums. I brought them as cuttings, from Santa Barbara. And Those on the bottom were actually a darker color, and they should be turning darker over the winter, but it's so much happier in this big pot, and it's actually gorgeous. I'm kind of surprised that they're doing so well here in Tucson because they're not supposed to. But I'll take it. And here is my Aloe Vera pot, or one of my Aloe Vera pots with the elephant's food in it, which is starting to come back. It was in a corner by the entrance. And this is another annual Havinka, which needs to be either taken out or completely cut back. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it, but I will show you this side of the elephant's food. And these get to about 6 feet tall here. And it's one fleshy succulent that can take a good amount of full sun here in the desert. This is my string of bananas, which is always hard to film because there's so much green behind it. But it's in full flower bud, so they'll be opening up soon. And there are the string of pearls. As you can see, the string of bananas are a lot fuller and better looking than the string of pearls. So if you struggle with string of pearls, give string of bananas a try. And here is the Wacky Crested Euphorbia. There's some new growth coming on it there. It reminds me of Medusa's hair. And my beloved Staghorn Fern that I brought from Santa Barbara. Actually, I brought a lot of these plants from Santa Barbara, but I had it in a bigger pot and I kept it outside all year long, and it was really sad in the summer. So now I take it indoors for the 4 to 5 hot months, and it comes outside to winter. And it's putting out a lot of new growth and seems to be as happy as can be. And here is my new pot that I just planted just before I went to San Francisco. And I'll leave a little link to the blog post down below because the video turned out to be different than the blog post. Is all about transplanting succulents, everything you need to know planting. So you might want to check that out. And everything is settling in beautifully. Can you tell I'm almost on vacation mode? So this is my gorgeous Ponytail Pom, which will really do a surge of growth in the spring. Ugh, it's getting big. I don't know if you can see the 3 heads. Oh yeah, there are the 3 heads. And it's underplanted with burro's tail. I did a video and a post on propagating it, and those are the new cuttings growing in beautifully in the front. And like most of these fleshy succulents, they are happier in the cooler weather than the really hot desert temps here. And my other baby is my Variegated Hoya, which just keeps on keeping on. It's got a lot of white on it and pink stems, and it's just as pretty as can be. I think this angle's a little better because I'm going to go here. This is my gray fishhooks, which I gave away cuttings of last year along with the string of bananas. But I don't know if you can see, it's putting out new growth at the top, which is what I wanted. And then when you prune a hanging succulent at the bottom, it puts out growth also on the sides. And there's a lot up there toward the top right. So here is the newly cut back and transplanted pencil cactus. It was done about a month or so ago. It's not doing too much, but it's just, settling into its new spot, which it will be happy in because it can prop up in this corner, because it blew over a few times where it was on my patio. And there's the agave right there. Beautiful small agave, and this came from my garden again in Santa Barbara. Actually, these were cuttings I brought, and they've grown oh so much, and now they can just grow up to their heart's content. And last container plant back here, which you've seen in a couple of recent videos, is my aloe vera. That is, you know, the mother in the back, and those are the babies, and the mother is putting out new babies. And they are happy as can be to finally be reunited and in a large pot. So I hope you found this video to be interesting, and you know that there'll be some changes next year because I'll be transplanting some things and getting some new plants, but that's basically it for 2018. And speaking of that's it, you won't see me for a few weeks on anything new anyway. I'll be back in probably the first or second week in January with new videos, lots of new videos coming for 2019, and of course, blog posts to go along with the videos. So stay tuned for those. And I thank you for all your likes and your subscribes this year. I really appreciate them. Now let's get out in our gardens, into our indoor gardens, and make our worlds a more beautiful place. I thank you so much for watching. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I will catch you in 2019. Bye.